What's up, kinfolk? Today is a Wednesday, October 1st, honey. We are officially in quarter four, and today I am talking to you about Durban and Pretoria, South Africa. So you guys know that this week we are focused on South Africa, and yesterday we went over Johannesburg and Cape Town. Now, we didn't go through like the excursions and things that you guys could book through connectmetoafrica.com, but we did go over some of the sites and the scenery and the things that you guys would like to get into in the different provinces. So not even specifically in Johannesburg solely or in Cape Town solely, but remember, we are looking at Gauteng, which is the province that Johannesburg is in, and Western Cape, which is the province that Cape Town is in. So today we're going to shift a little bit. We're going to start with Pretoria because Gauteng is where Pretoria is as well. So Johannesburg and Pretoria are very close to each other. I took the train there. I think it was only like a half an hour or something. I feel like it was less than an hour. It was not at all far, right? And it was super easy and convenient to take the train. Although afterwards, every single person, like over and over and over again, I came, oh my God, you took the train. Why did you take the train? And I'm like, was it supposed to be a problem on the train? Like there was like nobody else on the train with me at that point. And I didn't realize that the train was supposed to be so dangerous. Like I said, South Africa, the people there just were so like hyper aware of how dangerous things could be and for my safety. And so that is what made me feel unsafe more than any of my actual experiences made me feel unsafe. It was just like the kind of paranoia surrounding, why did you do this? And why did you go there? And I'm like, yo, my bad. Like, okay, it's all right. So we're still sticking with Gauteng. Now we know that Josie is a little bit rougher than Cape Town slightly. We know that it's super populated, right? So we're going to look at that infographic again, just to show you guys in case you weren't here yesterday, just to remind you of how incredibly like populated that province is. It is the smallest province, and yet it has the largest population, right? So when we are looking at Gauteng, this little teeny tiny province here, right? Compared to all the other provinces. Look at how large this is, right? And it's like little Gauteng, over 15 million people live there, right? As compared to when we talked about Western Cape having the third largest population, and it's like less than half of Gauteng, right? This large size. Now, of course, they have the mountains, places that are uninhabited, but just to give you guys a sense, the most number of people live there. And so it's a lot going on. Like, what can we say? And I even showed you guys, if I come all the way down here too, and this just shows us population, like Gauteng is almost 16 million as of 2024, whereas Western Cape is only 7.5. And if we go to number of people per square kilometer, this one is Gauteng, which is like 5 times more than China. Right, at least 4 times more than China. It is packed to capacity. And so just reminding you guys of that, kind of like the hustle and the bustle. But let me tell you, when I tell you, Pretoria was literally my favorite place to be in South Africa. I loved Pretoria. I was only there for a day trip. So, I mean, I was in Josie for 10 days and I was in Cape Town for like 2 weeks. And I just loved Pretoria. One, we went to a park where there was a live band playing, and just all the vibes from the live band. It was just chill. It was amazing. It was families out there. We were just sitting on the grass. It was just so beautiful. And then going into the city, seeing the Union Building where Mandela was inaugurated, seeing the like restaurants and just a little tiny touch of the nightlife. I went to a film festival out there. They had a film festival. We went to a screening there, although we didn't stay. It was like an animation like type thing that we weren't really interested in seeing, but we did go to the festival for a minute. And so I just had a really chill time in Pretoria. It was really, really nice. I would love to go and spend more time there. And from me just kind of traveling through the city and what I saw, it was not anywhere near as populated as Johannesburg, right? But we do know that that province is super packed with people, right? So let's talk a little bit more about Pretoria before we switch gears into Durban. So I told you yesterday that I am breaking this down by traveler type. So if you have not taken our destination matching quiz to find out what your traveler type is, your top 4 really, and get your personalized recommendations of which African countries offer the experiences you are looking for, make sure you go to connectmetoafrica.com and take that quiz. It's 5 questions. It's super quick, like you'll be done in less than 2 minutes, right? So Pretoria is really great for our sightseers, for our cultural immersers, for sure, for our nature enthusiasts, and then for those of us who are booking those leisure packages. So remember, we have those 3 tiers: leisure, lavish, and luxury, leisure being our most affordable package. So Pretoria is going to allow you to spend a little bit less of your coin when you are there, right? And so one of the major attractions, we have Jacaranda City during the spring. Now remember, the seasons in South Africa are totally different than the seasons in America. So what they consider spring is October, November, right? Where that would be like fall going into winter for us. So October, November, which is right now, they have the purple balloons. And let me show you guys that, because honey, when I say it's amazing, beautiful, yes, it really is similar to, it's very much similar to like if you had a lavender, if you've ever driven like Los Angeles, what is that, like Fairfax, how they have that lavender, that street is like paved with all of the lavender trees, and it's just absolutely beautiful and amazing. Like, can you imagine just driving down like one of these? What? It's so beautiful and amazing. And so being able to just like witness this bloom, October and November will be an amazing time for you to go and see that, right? So this is the Jacaranda tree. No thanks. And that is the like one of a major sites in Pretoria's area. We also have, like I said, the union buildings, because it is the like administrative, executive kind of branch of the capitals. It has a lot of like history and things about policy, things if you're going to look into, like we talked a little tiny bit about the apartheid, like it's really going to have a lot of information there for our culture buffs who really want to go to like museums and get to learn a little bit more about that. There's Freedom Park Memorial, Pretoria National Botanical Gardens, and a lot of other things. For our foodies, so we're going to get a little bit more into our foodies for Durban. That is like the spot for y'all, for real, for real. But they do have really nice restaurants. They do have diversity among their restaurants, but not nearly as much as Cape Town and Johannesburg. So if you are looking for a bunch of different international dishes, it's not going to be as much in Pretoria, but they do have them. Their nightlife is still popping, but it is not as crazy jam-packed as like Josie. So you will get to just go a little bit outside of Johannesburg and be able to enjoy yourself without as much like hustle and bustle. It's a little bit calmer. It's a little bit nicer. It's going to have less traffic, like I said, because it's not as populated as Johannesburg. So you do get kind of the best of both worlds if you want to experience Johannesburg, but you want to stay in Pretoria to be able to like breathe and have a little less like traffic and a little less people around you. Yeah. And also it's a little bit more affordable, right? So we have our sightseers, our cultural immersers, our nature enthusiasts, and anyone that is booking those leisure trips. Pretoria definitely needs to be on your list. After I go through Durban, then I'll go through some of the excursions that we can, that you guys can book if you are interested. That way you guys get a good sense of like, oh, this is what I want to do when I go there. So switching gears to Durban. Let's see. What else do I want to show you guys? I think that's good for now. Ooh, let me check one more thing. Okay, so when we go to Durban, there are a few like really hot pocket places that you need to go. So first of all, we know that Durban is on the water. So let's go back to our map. We're gonna go all the way up, and it is in KwaZulu-Natal. I don't want to do that. I want to show you guys this. So Durban is right here along the Indian Ocean. So what does that mean in terms of, oh, I want to go to the beach? Do I want to go to Camps Bay or a beach in Cape Town, or do I want to go to a beach in Durban? One thing about the Indian Ocean is that it is warm. Heavy emphasis on the warm. Right? You know, when you go some places and you visit and they have beautiful beaches, but it's freezing cold. You don't want to be swimming in freezing, or I don't know, I'm not gonna talk for you. I don't want to swim in freezing cold water. That's just me. Like when I go someplace, if I go to the Caribbean or I go to Africa or someplace, I want to be in warm ocean water, enjoying myself. I don't want to be shivering and freezing when I get out. And so the Indian Ocean is warm. Hello. Versus the Atlantic Ocean. Those of y'all who live on the East Coast, you know what the Atlantic Ocean is like. So that is a major difference between going to Cape Town, being in the ocean, and going to Durban and being in the ocean. They have two different oceans, the Atlantic and the Indian. So you're going to get two totally and completely different experiences with those. So make sure you note that. You trying to go dipping, you probably want to go to Durban more than you want to go to Cape Town. Even though Cape Town's amazing, do both. Why not, right? All right, so a couple other things I want to show you guys. There is Victoria Street Market. I'm so in love with Victoria's Secret, even though I haven't shopped there in years. I swear this was the Victoria's Secret Market. I was like, they got a Victoria's Secret Market. What is the Victoria's Secret Market about it? How did they get named the Victoria's Secret Market? And it was like Victoria Street. My bad. We talked about foodies, right? Let me go ahead and share this page with y'all because, honey, if you talking about spice souks, yes, look at this. Being able to go and taste all of, like, this is international. So being able to taste all of like these different flavors. Durban is the curry capital of South Africa. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of Durban curry? Or they call it bunny chow. So this is like bread, like a loaf of bread, and it just has this mix that they call bunny chow. And if we look at, this has the recipe here. So look at the spices. They call it the masala spice mix. The chili powder, the cayenne, the cumin, the coriander, the ginger, the cardamom, the cinnamon, the fenugreek, the ground cloves. Like can you start to smell it? Curry leaves, bay leaves, cinnamon stick, ginger paste, curry powder, turmeric, tomato. Oh. This, I can smell what this tastes like. I can smell it right now in my mouth, like in my nose going into my mouth. And it's something that I would love to try. So again, if you guys are going to Durban, make sure that you try several different curries from several different places because it is the curry capital. So for our foodies, like that's going to be right there for you. And foodies is a part of cultural immersion. So that's good for you guys. Also, lots and lots of shopping. There is a large Indian population in Durban. So a lot of things that you guys see, obviously we just talked about curry, right? That's with the food. Other things that you will see and experience, there has a lot of Indian mix and influences, tons of like cultural things, lots of shopping, souvenirs, and all of that type stuff if you're interested. And so with Durban, we have our rest and relaxation because we have our big, beautiful, warm beaches. We just talked about foodies. So that's our cultural immersers. And there's also nature as well. Let's talk a little bit about that as well as thrill seeking. So they have the golden beaches along the Golden Mile. And then they have surf culture and also just like rest and relaxation if you just want to like chill and rest. You don't have to go out there and do any like aquatic activities, right? They have warm temperatures year round. We already talked about, I think on Monday, how the weather in South Africa is pretty temperate, and it depends on where you go. It's going to be a little bit different, but inland feels a little bit different. Like Joburg, Pretoria is going to feel a little bit different than like your Cape Town or your Durban. But in Durban, they still have like a tropical climate kind of year round. And it is strong Zulu culture plus that Indian community. So you're getting a lot of culture, you're getting a lot of fashion, you're getting a lot of curry, you're getting a lot of, when it comes to like dress and fashion, when it comes to music, you're getting all of these beautiful blends. We already talked about the bunny chow, like curry, the Durban curry, the street markets, the spices, the spices, the spices. Okay. Also, for our thrill seekers, let's get into, they got a SeaWorld, y'all. Hello. So this is Ushaka Marine, and it is like Marine World. Basically, it's like SeaWorld, Marine World. And so let's look at some of the things they offer. So this says entry into SeaWorld, which is the largest aquarium in the Southern Hemisphere. Okay. 245. That means $14 for adults. $14 for adults. Slightly under that for kids. And then toddlers are free. It's open from 9 a.m. to 5. So they have SeaWorld. They have another water park. Hello. They got Wet and Wild. Lots of big slides. They have the Shipwreck Aquarium, which is smaller, different than actual SeaWorld. And this is the kids get to like play and do other things. There's for the aquarium area. They have Kids World. They have Chimpanzee, which includes like zip lining and all sorts of like fun, adventurous things. You got the little rope climbing journey and all that type stuff. Then they have the dangerous creatures. It says in reptile exhibit with the world's most venomous creatures, right? So they have all of these types of experiences that you guys can go to. It is open from Monday to Sunday, including all public holidays. Wait. Okay, listen, no pets allowed, but the beach is open all year round. They have the Village Walk, which is open all year round as well. So there are so many different things for you guys to see. If you want to do a shark dive, I mean, I might, because it's at like a SeaWorld type situation, and I feel like it's going to be safer. Right? They have the ocean walk, they have fish feed and stuff for like the kids. So there are so many things that you guys will be able to do, all types of snorkeling and all of that. So again, this is Durban, right? They also have like the botanical gardens for our nature lovers. They have the stadium, the Moses Mahiba Stadium. I'm not going to show you guys pictures of that right now, but that is a really nice stadium. Where you can go and do like adventurous things. They do have a really nice nightlife. And what I love about this nightlife is the beachfront bars. One thing that I fell in love with in Tanzania, totally different country, are the beachfront bars. Like I am sitting down, ordering dinner. And while they're making my dinner, I'm just going to go play in the ocean. Like, is this a joke? And they got live DJs like on a Tuesday going up. On a Tuesday, I was like, this is crazy. I don't have to get all dressed up and fancy and wait in line and do all this craziness to have like an amazing time, live music spots and all sorts of things like that. So this is, again, really great for our rest and relaxers, cultural immersers, specifically our foodies for real, our nature enthusiasts, and our thrill seekers. Because, I mean, you want to go play with the sharks? You can if you want to. So very, very quickly, and then I'm going to let y'all go, okay? I'm going to let you finish going to the excursion section of South Africa on connectmetoafrica.com. They have tons and tons of excursions, so many so that it says 1,255 tours are available. So outside of the places that I just mentioned that you guys might want to visit, if you are in Durban or in Pretoria, there are tons and tons of tours. So we didn't go over this yesterday for Cape Town and Joburg either. So I'm just letting you guys see kind of everything to get a general sense. So national parks, we talked about wine, swimming activities, guided tours in Pretoria, e-bikes, all sorts of things. The Lettucey Cultural Village, they have a few of those over in Pretoria. They have Cape Town, the Bow Cap Seal Island, World of Birds, and Constantia wine tasting, right? They have the national park. So we talked about if you guys want to go and see animals without doing like a full safari experience, they have those available to you as well. All types of like luxurious experiences if you are interested, half-day tours and things. So we got 60 pages. I ain't going through no 60 pages, but I did favorite a couple just to give you guys a little bit of an idea. So again, there's another Lettucey Cultural Village tour. Again, just look at how beautiful that is. Hello. Okay. And this is a sightseeing trip from Josie to Pretoria, which is really nice. They have all sorts of nature things, like we said. So this is a nature adventurous tour that you guys can go to in Durban. This is the garden route tour in Durban, another thing for our nature lovers. Wine tours and luxury. The Rourke's Drift and Fugitives Drift Battlefield tour in Durban. This is not Table Mountain. This is Drakensberg Mountain and Nelson Mandela capture site. Okay, but it also has safari elements. If we want to get into the history, how we in South Africa, they talking about whites only. Okay, y'all can do that in Cape Town, the Apartheid Museum, Johannesburg walking tour, all sorts of different tours that you guys can experience in South Africa. All right, so that's all that I have for you guys today. I'm gonna let you finish. Make sure you go to connectedafrica.com to check out more. Drop any questions that you guys have for me so that I can answer them. We got 2 more days going over South Africa. I have an idea of what I'm going to talk to you about, but for you to learn the topics, you got to watch the Connect in the Morning lives. And really, I've been posting them. I think that I'm not always going live just because they're so short. It's just kind of easier to post them and let you guys read them, but or let you guys watch. So we have the African proverbs plus the topic of the day. So I will be dropping that by probably like 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow morning, maybe 7 something. Depends on if my phone and stuff is acting up. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Bye-bye now.